This meeting is being recorded.
Can you send to this Anil?
And send also that another one of PCR, because PCR also will have certificates because of minister. And
Tell CPO to keep on bringing all the people on the way. फिर भी
It is our privilege to be here today to welcome Honorable Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, Sh.Piyush Goyal ji. Honorable Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Mahendranath Pandey ji. His Excellency, Mr. Janfar Abdullah, Honorable Minister of Transport and Communications, Government of Mozambique. Mr. Miguel Matabel, President and Chairman of CFM Board, Mozambique. Shri Sunit Sharma, Chairman and CEO, Railway Board, Ministry of Railways. Shri Rahul Chabra, Secretary, ER, Ministry of External Affairs. His Excellency, Mr. Armindo Augusto Ferreira, High Commissioner of Mozambique to India. His Excellency, Mr. Ankan Banerjee, High Commissioner of India to Mozambique. Mr. David Resquena, Managing Director, Exim Bank of India. Distinguished guests. Today, we proudly witness the beginning of a new chapter, not only of cooperation between our two countries, but also of the culmination of initiatives taken by RITES, Banaras Locomotive Works, RDSO, and other public and private stakeholders such as BHEL towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and Make in India missions to develop and manufacture state-of-the-art diesel locomotives for CFM. The last 8 months have indeed been challenging, but the results are there to see today. The first 2 locomotives of this order, under the Government of India line of credit, enabled by the MEA, duly supported by the Exim Bank of India. May I now request Madam Anjali Goyal, General Manager of Banaras Locomotive Works, to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Shri Mahendranath Pandeyji, Minister of Transport and Communications, Government of Mozambique, His Excellency Mr. Janfar Abdullahi, it is my proud privilege to welcome you to today's event. I extend a warm welcome to His Excellency Mr. Armindo Augusto Ferreira, High Commissioner of Mozambique to India, Shri GVL Narasimha Rao, Member Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Shri Rahul Chabra, Secretary Economic Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Ankan Banerjee, High Commissioner of India to Mozambique, Chairman and CEO Railway Board, Shri Suneet Sharma, members of the Railway Board, President and Chairman of the CFM Board Mozambique, Shri Miguel Jose Matabel, senior officers of the Ministry of External Affairs, members of the Diplomatic Corps, and senior government officers of Indian Railways, RDSO, Exim Bank, RITES, and all others who have joined us today through the web link. A very special welcome to all the distinguished invitees present in Banaras Locomotive Works, members of the press and media, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all on this momentous occasion as we flag off the first batch of 3,000 horsepower Cape Gauge diesel locomotives from Banaras Locomotive Works on their journey to Mozambique. In the true spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat, the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, we are proud to deliver these made-in-India locomotives within 9 months of signing of the contract between RITES and Mozambican Railways and 3 months ahead of the scheduled delivery date. Shipment of the remaining locomotives, coaches and demos would be completed by June 2021. This is India's first export loco manufactured with AC-AC traction system for Cape Gauge. Banaras Locomotive Works has fully customized these locomotives for Mozambique's 3 feet 6-inch Cape Gauge network with the technical support of RDSO and RITES. These locomotives can operate at a maximum speed of 100 km per hour and carrying load of 2,255 tons. The driver's cab has acoustic insulation, air conditioning and heating facility for crew comfort. Ergonomically designed seats and integrated driver display are provided for ease of operation. The locos are equipped with on-board vacuum toilet, hot plate and refrigerators. Ladies and gentlemen, we are aware that of the nearly 100,000 kilometers Cape Gauge railway network in the world, nearly 50% is in African nations and the rest is in Japan and Australia. BLW has leveraged its design and manufacturing experience of more than 6 decades to ensure adherence to global standards of quality and performance in making these Cape Gauge locos. We are confident that our locomotives will be very successful in long-haul operations. Thereby, we hope to secure new avenues for export of these modern locomotives for Cape Gauge and even standard gauge railway systems in Africa. The export order secured by RITES for locomotives and coaches includes a 5-year engagement for maintenance services by RITES with technical support of Indian Railways. The production units of Indian Railways are fully committed to back RITES for future export projects by providing high-quality, cost-effective products, technology solutions, and services. We look forward to deepening our engagement as Mozambican Railways expands its capacity to handle more and more cross-border traffic with its neighboring countries like Zimbabwe, Botswana, Zambia, Malawi, leveraging the strategic gateway ports of Maputo, Beira, and Nacala. I welcome all distinguished dignitaries once again as we step forward together on this journey with the hope of a deep, long-term partnership with Mozambique. Welcome once again. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I now request Shri Rahul Chabra, Secretary ER, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, to speak on the occasion.
Namaste, ladies and gentlemen. It's really an honor to witness this flagging off ceremony of two locomotives destined for Mozambique, designed and developed by the Banaras Locomotives Works at Varanasi. India's relationship with Mozambique has been very close and has been really growing ties. We have even had high-level visits at the level of Prime Minister Modi and President Nyusi, reciprocal visits. Our present development partnership covers diverse sectors: trade and investment, defense cooperation, infrastructure, education, health. Speaking of health, we have just decided to sort of donate 100,000 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to Mozambique. This sort of relationship is not only with Mozambique. We have a sort of special relationship with Africa, wherein over 189 development projects have been already completed in 37 African countries. As we speak, we are currently undertaking 77 projects across in 42 countries with a total value of over $12.5 billion. But coming back to today's event regarding the first shipment of locomotives, we're very happy that it's worked out with a line of credit of US dollars 95 million. And we at the Ministry of External Affairs made a special effort to make sure that it all fell in place in such a short span of time. So on this note, I would just like to wish RITES and the CFM Board of Mozambique all the best of luck for a speedy deepening of this cooperative relationship, and long live India-Mozambique ties. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Mr. Miguel Matabel, President and Chairman of the CFM Board Mozambique, for his address on this occasion.
Good morning. I don't know whether you are hearing me. Are you hearing me? Thank you very much. I thought that first my minister will have a speech, but now it's complicated for me. My minister is not having a speech first. The minister will speak after me. So I'm also know when I don't know whether I can have my speech in Portuguese. Is that allowed? Is there condition for translation or not? May I speak in Portuguese?
Yes, sir.
I can speak in Portuguese. The transition is there, it's available. Sua Excelência Jafar Abdul, Ministro dos Transportes e Comunicações de Moçambique, Sua Excelência Sh.Piyush Goyal, Ministro de Caminhos de Ferro da Índia, Sua Excelência Mahendra Nath Pandey, Ministro de Formação Profissional e Empreendedorismo da Índia, Excelentíssimo Senhor Piri Anil Pi, Diretor Técnico da RITES, minhas senhoras e meus senhores. Em primeiro lugar, gostaria de saudar a todos os presentes nesta sala virtual e agradecer a todos os stakeholders que tornaram este projeto uma realidade. Refiro-me designadamente ao Ministro de Transportes e Comunicações e o Ministro de Economia e Finanças de Moçambique e ao Comissário indiano em Maputo, o ministro dos Negócios Estrangeiros, o Exim Bank, bem como o ministro dos Caminhos de Ferro da Índia e a RITES. É para mim um grande prazer participar desta cerimônia de envio do primeiro lote das 2 locomotivas diesel elétricas de 3.000 horsepower e 12 carruagens de transporte de passageiros. Permitam-nos manifestar a nossa satisfação pelo fato de, apesar dos constrangimentos causados pela pandemia de Covid-19, a fabricação de locomotivas e carruagens decorreu nos prazos relativamente aceitáveis. Os contratos assinados prevêem tanto o fornecimento de material circulante como a sua manutenção e formação de pessoal dos caminhos de ferro ao longo de 5 anos. Com isso, esperamos que o nosso pessoal realmente se beneficie deste treinamento, tanto na Índia como em Moçambique. Tive a oportunidade, juntamente com os meus colegas da empresa, de visitar todas as unidades de produção ferroviária na Índia, nomeadamente a fábrica de locomotivas diesel, a fábrica de carruagens modernas integral, a fábrica de rodados ferroviários e outros, e ficamos muito impressionados tanto com a tecnologia utilizada quanto com a escala de produção, fato que nos fez crer que efetivamente importamos materiais e tecnologias certas. Os caminhos de ferro têm uma relação de longa data com a Indian Railways, através da RITES, na componente de assistência técnica, bem como no aluguer e manutenção de locomotivas, entre outras. Estamos em crer que há muitas oportunidades de cooperação mútua no futuro, onde ambas as empresas, Indian Railways e os caminhos de ferro, poderão trabalhar juntas. Este é o início de uma longa jornada para os caminhos de ferro da Índia e a empresa Portos e Caminhos de Ferro. Obrigado a todos pela atenção prestada. Obrigado. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Mahendranath Pandey ji, to kindly address the gathering.
आज हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री विश्वप्रिय नेता माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खुद के प्रिय क्षेत्र वाराणसी के बनारस लोको वर्क से अपने निर्धारित योजना और आपूर्ति के तहत मोजाम्बिक से जो इतने उच्च स्तरीय रेल इंजन की आपूर्ति का कार्यक्रम शुभारंभ का है। इस मौके पर इस रेल भवन के महत्वपूर्ण केंद्र पर इसके हमारे मुख्य आदरणीय माननीय रेल, केंद्रीय रेल, कोयला एवं विभिन्न विभागों के माननीय कैबिनेट मंत्री श्रीमान पीयूष गोयल जी, मोजाम्बिक सरकार के परिवहन और संचार मंत्री एच.ई. जेनिफर अब्दुलाई जी, CFF बोर्ड मोजाम्बिक के अध्यक्ष मिगुएल जोन्स मेटाबेल, बनारस लोकोमोटिव वर्क्स की महाप्रबंधक सुश्री अंजलि गोयल जी, यहां वाराणसी से जुड़े उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार के माननीय मंत्री गण क्रमशः श्री अनिल राजभर जी, डॉक्टर नीलकंठ तिवारी जी, माननीय विधायक गण वाराणसी श्री सुरेंद्र नारायण सिंह, श्री सौरभ श्रीवास्तव, डॉक्टर अवधेश सिंह जी, MLC श्रीमान लक्ष्मण आचार्य, श्री आशुतोष सिन्हा और MLC लाल बिहारी यादव जी, मेयर महोदया मृदुला जी, और रेल भवन में रेल बोर्ड के CEO और शर्मा जी सहित सभी यहाँ रेलवे से जुड़े भारत के हमारे सभी वरिष्ठ अधिकारीगण और मोजाम्बिक के भी संबंधित अधिकारीगण, सबको हृदय से बहुत बहुत आदरपूर्वक नमस्कार है। आज के इस मौके पर मैं स्मरण करता हूं कि 2016 में जुलाई में जब माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की मोजाम्बिक यात्रा हुई थी और 4 अफ्रीकी देशों की यात्रा के शुरुआती क्रम में उन्होंने मोजाम्बिक से ही शुरुआत की। उस यात्रा का क्रमशः जो प्रतिफल आगे बढ़ता गया, मोजाम्बिक में भारतीय निवेश बढ़ता गया, उसी निवेश की एक बहुत बड़ी कड़ी आज एक कार्यक्रम संपन्न हो रहा है जिसका हम सब शुभारंभ करने जा रहे हैं। और इस कोविड की परिस्थितियों से जिस तरह देश को माननीय मोदी जी की अगुवाई में माननीय मोदी जी भारत सरकार ने उनकी प्रेरणा से क्रमशः उबारा है, उसमें से अनेक प्रकार की राहत और उसमें से भी अनेक नए इस आपदा में से अवसर उत्पन्न हुए। और भारत के लिए जो माननीय मोदी जी ने एक महामंत्र दिया आत्मनिर्भर भारत का, 2021 और 21वीं शताब्दी का ये महामंत्र आत्मनिर्भर भारत, उसकी एक आत्मनिर्भर भारत उनका विजन, भारत केवल भारत के लिए ही आत्मनिर्भर नहीं बल्कि गुड क्वालिटी और उचित मूल्य की प्रोडक्ट भारत ऐसा पैदा करे कि दुनिया के लिए सक्षम आत्मनिर्भर भारत, उसकी सबसे शानदार मिसाल आज रेल मंत्रालय द्वारा माननीय पीयूष गोयल जी की अगुवाई में माननीय मोदी जी की प्रेरणा से बनारस लोकोवर्क से शुरुआत हो रही है और हमारे मित्र राष्ट्र मोजाम्बिक से यह कड़ी जुड़ रही है। मैं इस अवसर पर बहुत विस्तार में न जाके अपनी शुभकामनाएं, अपनी बधाई देता हूं और इसमें यह मैं जोड़ना मुनासिब समझता हूं कि स्किल वर्कफोर्स का भी एक बेहतर नमूना है ये, और जो विजन माननीय मोदी जी ने दिया है उसमें स्किल वर्क फोर्स कैसे भारत की दुनिया की सबसे दूसरी बड़ी आबादी का देश और दुनिया की सबसे नंबर 1 युवा आबादी का देश कैसे इस दुनिया की स्किल कैपिटल बने, उसके लिए तमाम एस्पेक्ट पर कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं। और हम अपने मंत्रालय के माध्यम से और अनेक अवसरों पर रेल मंत्रालय से भी हम सब संपर्क बनाए हुए हैं, आगे और उसे सघन करेंगे जिससे कुशल कार्यबल और तेजी से उसकी वृद्धि हो, उसकी गुणवत्ता की वृद्धि हो, संख्या बल की वृद्धि हो और इस तरह से भारत के मेक इन इंडिया के कदम को आत्मनिर्भर भारत के पायदान पर आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम सब आगे बढ़ सके। इसके लिए हम सब लगातार जुड़े रहेंगे और इसमें हम सबको जहां माननीय मोदी जी का प्रेरक नेतृत्व सदा मार्गदर्शक है, वही अत्यंत ऊर्जावान हमारे माननीय रेल मंत्री पीयूष गोयल साहब हम सबको हर कदम पर उत्साहवर्धन सहयोग देते रहते हैं, वो इसमें और बेहतर कड़ी बनेगा। एक बार इससे जुड़े सभी अधिकारियों को, मोजाम्बिक और भारत राष्ट्र से जुड़े नागरिकों को इस मौके पर बधाई देते हुए और मैं इतना रेल का इस नाते भी एक और धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगा कि हम सब बनारस से ही जुड़े हैं और बनारस को पहले इस जहां से इंजन ये निर्मित हुआ उसे डीजल लोकोमोटिव वर्क्स कहा जाता था, DLW, लेकिन बनारस के परंपरागत शाश्वत नाम बनारस लोको वर्क्स बना करके बनारस की जो मूल चिति, संस्कृति, कल्चर, बनारस की जो व्यापक अभिव्यक्ति है उसको भी बनारस लोको वर्क्स नाम से चरितार्थ किया गया। और उसकी एक महत्वपूर्ण कड़ी, हम सब उस कड़ी को वहां से भी जोड़ते हैं। जब माननीय मोदी जी का दौरा बनारस लोको वर्क्स में हुआ था तभी उन्होंने उसकी ट्रेडिशनल क्षमताओं के साथ उसको कैसे आज के युग में उसका बेहतर उपयोग हो, कैसे उच्च स्तरीय इंजन बने, कैसे साउथ एशिया के देशों को भी हम और दुनिया के अन्य देशों को भी हम कैसे अपनी क्षमता से बेहतर क्वालिटी के इंजन दें। और उस मोदी पार्ट 1 और मोदी पार्ट 2 के आते आते आज वह पुराना हमारा DLW, आज का बनारस लोको वर्क्स, भारत की एक बड़ी उपलब्धि में तब्दील हुआ है। उसी की एक कड़ी आज का एक कदम है। मोजाम्बिक सरकार, मोजाम्बिक की जनता और भारत की जनता की तरफ से, माननीय मोदी जी की तरफ से, माननीय गोयल जी की तरफ से, अपनी तरफ से शुभकामनाएं देते हुए आज के अवसर पर सभी को बहुत बधाई, आदरपूर्वक नमस्कार।
Thank you, sir. May I now request His Excellency Mr. Janfar Abdullah, Honorable Minister of Transport and Communications, Government of Mozambique, to address the gathering.
Thank you. Can I, please? Ok. Sua Excelência, Senhor Ministro dos Caminhos de Ferro da República da Índia, Sua Excelência, Senhor Ministro para Desenvolvimento de Talentos e Empreendedorismo da República da Índia, Senhor e Sua Excelência, Senhor Alto Comissário de Moçambique na Índia, Excelentíssimo Senhor Presidente do Conselho de Administração da Empresa Portos e Caminhos de Ferro de Moçambique, Excelentíssima Senhora Diretora-Geral da Banaras Locomotive Works da Índia, Excelentíssimo Senhores Representantes da Reuters, distintos convidados, minhas senhoras e meus senhores. Gostaria de, em nome do Governo da República de Moçambique e em meu nome próprio, saudar a todos presentes neste evento, no qual testemunhamos o envio simbólico de 2 locomotivas para a empresa Portos e Caminhos de Ferro de Moçambique. Agradecemos às autoridades indianas, em especial a Sua Excelência Ministro dos Caminhos de Ferro da Índia, por tornar este projeto numa realidade. A nossa presença neste evento de contacto virtual simboliza o nosso cometimento na implementação do memorando de entendimento assinado em 2018 para a viabilização desta iniciativa. As 2 locomotivas que hoje temos o privilégio de assinalar a sua partida da Índia para o Moçambique integram um lote de aquisição de 5 locomotivas, 90 carruagens e 300 vagões, no qual resulta de uma linha de crédito de cerca de 95 milhões de dólares acordada entre os governos de Moçambique e da Índia. A materialização deste projeto de aquisição de material ferroviário circulante é mais uma das várias iniciativas de sucesso entre os nossos 2 países, o que é fruto de boas relações de amizade e cooperação entre os povos e os governos da República de Moçambique e da República da Índia. As relações de cooperação entre Moçambique e Índia remontam de vários anos e vêm se aprofundando cada vez mais com o passar dos anos e é patente a todos os níveis, áreas e setores, bem como níveis individuais. São exemplos disso os vários instrumentos de cooperação assinados, os encontros regulares das delegações oficiais dos nossos países, entre outros eventos. Para além do que já referimos, existem várias iniciativas de sucesso entre os dois países nos diversos setores, como a saúde, a agricultura, indústria e comércio, entre outros. Destacamos ainda que esta cerimônia ocorre 2 dias depois de Moçambique receber da República da Índia 484 mil doses de vacina contra a Covid-19, das quais 100 mil são donativo do governo da Índia no âmbito dos esforços para a imunização da população contra a pandemia. Aproveitamos esta ocasião para reiterar os agradecimentos do governo e do povo moçambicano pelos frutuosos resultados que temos conseguido no quadro da nossa cooperação. Minhas senhoras e meus senhores, inscrevemos no plano econômico-social deste ano a aquisição de equipamento circulante para o reforço de capacidade de transporte ferroviário de mercadorias, na prossecução do objetivo estratégico do Plano Quinquenal do Governo 2024, que nos orienta para o aumento da carga manuseada nas nossas infraestruturas de transporte. Para além do equipamento circulante, estamos a implementar um vasto plano de ampliação e modernização das infraestruturas ferroportuárias, como melhoramento e reabilitação das linhas férreas do Ressano Garcia, Limpopo, Machipanda e ramal da Dona Ana, Vila Nova da Fronteira. Os investimentos que estamos a realizar no nosso sistema de transporte facilitam a atividade econômica, reduzem os custos de transação, criam emprego, promovem a integração internacional e regional e melhoram as condições da vida da população. Saudamos a empresa Portos e Caminhos de Ferro de Moçambique pelo notório trabalho que tem vindo a ser desenvolvido para a melhoria das infraestruturas ferroportuárias, do modo a tornar Moçambique numa referência regional na prestação de serviço de transporte de excelência. Reiteramos os nossos agradecimentos a todos envolvidos neste projeto, em particular ao governo indiano, e fazemos votos para que a cooperação entre os dois países continue a crescer. Queremos assegurar que, como governo, continuaremos a trabalhar para a implementação integral deste projeto e demais iniciativas do setor dos transportes e comunicações acordadas com o governo da República da Índia. A terminar, gostaria de endereçar a todos que tornaram possível esta cerimônia com a certeza de que voltaremos brevemente para a inauguração do equipamento aguardado com muita expectativa em Moçambique. Pela atenção, muito obrigado.
Thank you, Excellency. Transformation of railways is a 360-degree process. From production of modern rolling stock, creation of world-class stations, passenger amenities, to deep reforms in operations. Freight operations is one of the key pillars of India's fight against COVID-19 and is an engine of rapid national growth. It's our privilege today to present the experience and best practices of India's freight success story in the form of a booklet. May I request Honorable Sh.Piyush Goyal ji to kindly release this booklet. Thank you, sir. May I now draw your attention to a short film that has been prepared for this occasion.
Make in India for the world. Atmanirbhar Bharat is the path to India's development for the development of the world. Taking forward this vision of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Indian Railways aims to draw global interest towards India's capability to develop indigenous products customized to clients' needs. In recent years, India's support for Africa's development agenda has become an important priority within the multi-dimensional relationship, boosting Indo-African relations and piloting economic empowerment through exports. Indian Railways is exporting Make in India 6 3,000 horsepower Cape Gauge AC/AC locos and 90 Cape Gauge passenger coaches to Mozambique through its export arm Rights Limited. A multidisciplinary consultancy organization in the fields of transport, infrastructure and related technologies continues to focus on enhancing exports backed by quality products, solutions and services from railway production units. Customized to Cape Gauge of 1067 mm, these state-of-the-art diesel locomotives are manufactured at Banaras Locomotive Works, one of Indian Railways production unit in Varanasi. With technical support from Research Designs and Standards Organization RDSO Lucknow. With experience of 6 decades, Banaras Locomotive Works BLW, a world-class manufacturer of reliable, cost-effective and state-of-the-art locomotives, focuses on manufacturing high-tech and quality products and meeting ever-increasing transportation needs. Designing and modeling of the locos was completed by February 2020. Shortly thereafter, COVID-19 struck, delaying the supplies and manufacturing. Finalized an agreement through video conferencing. By the first week of March 2021, 2 locos with stage-wise quality checks were ready for delivery, demonstrating commitment of Rights and Banaras Locomotive Works BLW teams. These world-class modern locomotives built with AC/AC traction system have a haulage capacity of 2,255 tons at 100 km per hour. Crew-friendly facilities such as ergonomic seat, refrigerator, hot plate and bio-vacuum toilets, etc. Whereas 90 Cape Gauge passenger coaches customized in terms of gauge, length and interiors along with special electronic controls are being manufactured at Modern Coach Factory in Raebareli. The joint endeavor of Indian Railways, Rights and RDSO will further India's resolve to showcase its service and manufacturing abilities, facilitate investment, foster innovation, enhance skill development and build best-in-class infrastructure. Partnering on this new project and by extending long-term service support to clients in Mozambique and elsewhere, add credence to the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or the world is one family. We hope this helps in transforming transportation landscape in Mozambique and bringing real-time impact on the lives of the people. With this venture, we are poised to open up new vistas of export opportunities, strengthening Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat initiatives. We deliver what we promise.
And finally, the moment we have been waiting for. May I request Honourable Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, Sh.Piyush Goyal ji, to share his thoughts on this momentous occasion.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. His Excellency Mr. Janfar Abdullahi, Honorable Minister of Transport and Communication, Government of Mozambique, मेरे मित्र और सहयोगी डॉक्टर महेंद्र नाथ पांडे जी, Honorable Minister for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Mr. Anil Rajbhar, Honorable Minister of Backward Class and Divyanjan, Government of Uttar Pradesh, जो हमारे साथ बनारस से जुड़े हैं. बनारस से ही जुड़े हुए बनारस लोकोवर्क्स पर हमारे सभी सम्मान्य विधायकगण, मान्य सौरभ श्रीवास्तव जी, मान्य आशुतोष सिन्हा जी, मान्य सुरेंद्र नारायण सिंह जी, मान्य लक्ष्मण आचार्य जी, हमारी लोकप्रिय मेयर बनारस की बहन श्रीमती मृदुला जायसवाल जी, सेक्रेटरी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स श्री राहुल छाबरा जी, चेयरमैन and CEO of the Railway Board and my esteemed colleague Shri Sunit Sharma ji, Mr. Miguel Jose Matabel, Chairman CFM Board Mozambique, Shri P.S. Mishra, Member Operations and Business Development Railway Board, High Commissioners of Mozambique and India, Mr. David Risquita, Managing Director of Exim Bank, Ms. Anjali Goyal, General Manager, Banaras Locomotive Works, Mr. Anil Vij, Director Technical Rights. इस कार्यक्रम में आज जुड़े हुए सभी सम्मान्य महानुभाव, हमारे रेलवे, भारतीय रेल के कर्मचारी, विशेषकर बनारस लोकोमोटिव वर्क्स के कर्मचारीगण, आरडीएसओ के कर्मचारीगण, आरडब्ल्यूएफ बेंगलुरु के कर्मचारीगण, officials from Mozambique who have joined us in today's very important program for flagging off of the first shipment of 3,000 horsepower locomotives to Mozambique. Ladies and gentlemen, आज हम शिवरात्रि के पूर्व संध्या पर सब एकत्र हुए हैं. सबसे पहले तो मैं आप सभी को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं. महाशिवरात्रि का पर्व हम सब के लिए एक नई प्रेरणा, एक नई ऊर्जा लेके आता है. काशी तो एक प्रकार से हम सब के लिए बहुत ही धार्मिक और विशेष महत्व रखती है. हमारे जीवन में, हमारे काम में. वास्तव में तो भगवान शिव की खुद की नगरी काशी है. हमारे देश के प्रधानमंत्री माननीय श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी, जिन्होंने इस देश का मान और सम्मान पूरे विश्व में अपने संवेदनशील व्यक्तित्व से, अलग अलग प्रकार से जिस तरीके से उन्होंने देश और विश्व को नेतृत्व दिया है, फिर चाहे वो पर्यावरण के विषय में पेरिस का क्लाइमेट अकॉर्ड क्यों ना हो 2015 का, या कोविड महामारी के सामने जो विश्व आज जूझ रहा है, लड़ाई लड़ रहा है, उसमें भारत का योगदान और भारत की अपनी पहचान जो बनाई है, मैं समझता हूं पूरा देश और विश्व काशी के प्रति कृतज्ञ रहेगा कि आपने हमें इतना अच्छा सांसद दिया, इतना अच्छा लोक प्रतिनिधि दिया और इतना बढ़िया इस देश को नेतृत्व करने वाले माननीय प्रधानमंत्री दिए। वास्तव में तो काशी का भी चित्र बदल रहा है प्रधानमंत्री जी के कुशल नेतृत्व में। कोविड की महामारी के कारण बाहर जाना कम हुआ, लेकिन मेरा लगभग आखिरी ट्रिप काशी का रहा और उस समय मैं काशी बाबा विश्वनाथ के दर्शन करने काशी विश्वनाथ मंदिर भी गया था। वहां का जिस प्रकार से काम चल रहा है, जिस पर तेजी से पूरे उस परिसर में बदलाव आ रहा है, एक नया धार्मिक और पर्यटन दोनों की दृष्टि से जो पुनर्जीवन मिल रहा है काशी मंदिर को, अब हम सब बड़े उत्सुक हैं फिर एक बार काशी आने के लिए, आप सबका दर्शन करने के लिए और बाबा का आशीर्वाद लेने के लिए। I am extremely delighted, Your Excellency, on this particular occasion, because truly India and Mozambique have huge common and historical ties. We are both democracies. Incidentally, we were both put on the world map by Vasco da Gama. You were speaking in Portuguese. We have a number of Portuguese-speaking people in India, including in my home city in Mumbai, particularly in Goa, and we are both members of the Commonwealth. The Honorable Prime Minister is committed to the development of our friends in Africa, more particularly Mozambique, and several areas of mutual cooperation have been developed in the last few years, laying the foundation to take our relationships to very, very glorious heights. India has been Mozambique's partner in development over the years. Assistance has been provided through concessional lines of credit. We have supported projects in power, in agri, in IT, roads, housing, water, and now railways. We have also been active in our support in this fight against COVID. And I'm happy that India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, has donated 1 lakh doses of vaccine to Mozambique earlier this month. And I'm sure India will be a continuing support to Mozambique in its fight against COVID. And whatever assistance we can give to Mozambique, India will be delighted and happy to support your fight against COVID, your own efforts to overcome this extremely difficult situation that the world is going through. I'm also grateful to Mozambique for having co-sponsored the TRIPS waiver for supporting the fight against COVID that India and South Africa have proposed at the WTO. In fact, all through COVID, we have continued to provide essential medicines, suspending debt repayment on loans, and other measures to support businesses in India and our international friends and well-wishers. We are also supporting the efforts to improve human resources through supply of education material, offering scholarships to students, and training for your officials and educationists. As Prime Minister Modi says, and I quote, with rare resilience, renewed resurgence, superb speed and spectacular scale, India's rise can be defined as hope. Hope meaning harmony, hope symbolizing optimism, hope referring to potential, and hope giving energy to the world. And I have no doubt that this humble effort of the Indian Railways, where we have designed in India, we have financed from India, we have made in India for the world, for Mozambique, these 3000 HP locomotives and several coaches to suit the gauge that is currently in use in Mozambique. The overall order is for 6 Cape gauge locos, of which 2 are already ready for dispatch today. I am happy to share with all the participants on this very important occasion that the entire designing and manufacture has been done in a record 14 months' time. These locomotives are built to global standards. The parts and components have been developed in-house, and they are all set to enter the Cape gauge locomotive market in Africa. We continue to build domestic capacity for the world, for Africa, and I assure our friends in Africa that India will be your trusted partner on every request that Mozambique makes to Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, to my colleague, Foreign Minister Dr. Jaishankar, and we look to further support Mozambique's developmental efforts and work in partnership with the government of Mozambique. आज मुझे ये भी आप सबसे शेयर करते हुए बड़ी खुशी होती है कि बनारस लोकोमोटिव वर्क का सिर्फ नाम नहीं बदला है। डीजल लोकोमोटिव वर्क डीएलडब्ल्यू से बीएलडब्ल्यू नहीं हुआ है सिर्फ, परंतु बीएलडब्ल्यू का एक पूरा परिवर्तन का कार्यक्रम बनारस में चल रहा है। अब वो डीजल लोकोमोटिव के बदले इलेक्ट्रिक लोकोमोटिव अधिकांश बना रहे हैं, और 3 साल के अंदर ही जिस प्रकार से इस कंपनी ने तेज गति से प्रगति की है, जिस प्रकार से बड़ी मात्रा में इलेक्ट्रिक लोकोमोटिव बना रहे हैं, जो हमारी देश की आवश्यकता है, जो इस देश ने ठान ली है, प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने जो एक हम सबको प्रेरणा दी कि पूरे भारतीय रेल को बिजली से चलाया जाए, डीजल मुक्त बनाया जाए, उसको हम दिसंबर 23 तक पूरा करेंगे। और उस काम को सफल करने में बनारस लोकोमोटिव वर्क्स का बहुत बड़ा अहम योगदान रहने वाला है। Your Excellency, I am happy to share with you that in the next 3 years, by December 2023, India will be a completely electric-driven railway system. The entire railways, and Indian Railways is amongst the top 3 or 4 largest rail networks in the world. The entire rail network of nearly 125,000 kilometers track length will be powered by electricity, and we will become totally free of diesel traction, diesel locomotives, thereby reducing the pollution in India. Going forward, by 2030, we plan to become a net zero railway and power our entire electricity requirements through renewable energy. Both these achievements, Your Excellency, will be the first in the world. We will be the first large railway in the world to become 100% electric traction driven, and we hope to be the world's first large railway which will have net zero emissions and thereby contribute to the world's efforts to reduce the carbon emissions and leave behind for our next generation a better world to live in. With significant innovation, remodeling and upgradation, the Indian Railways wishes to become your preferred supplier and the preferred supplier for countries around Africa and around the world for all your requirements for railway rolling stock, coaches, locomotives, and we are also willing to support any further development in Mozambique of your rail network that you desire. There is a famous Mozambican proverb which says, and I quote, "You cannot dance well on one leg." Your Excellency, the partnership between Mozambique and India provides us that dual support, gives us the ability to tango together. And as they say, two can tango, two can work well in partnership. Both of us together can work for the development of Mozambique and for a better future for the people of Mozambique and India. I am delighted to be your partner in your progress, and I assure you, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visionary leadership and his commitment to further strengthen African-Indian relations, we will work as your trusted partner. You can count on India as your friend. You can rest assured that we will never let you down, and you have in the Indian Railways a double engine which will power your own efforts with our support. So both your engine of progress and development and the Indian engine of progress and development will doubly power the speed and further improvements in the Mozambique railway system. We assure you of our full support. Today may seem like a very small step, but I can assure you it is only the beginning of a long journey together. And we look forward to work with you in this journey, to grow with you in this journey, to progress with you in this journey, and to reach far with you together as friends. My compliments to you, Excellency, to the people of Mozambique, my best wishes for your good health, the good health and safety of your near and dear ones and of the people of Mozambique. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Sh.Piyush Goyal ji and dignitaries to flag off the locomotives and Honorable Excellency Mr. Janfer Abdullah, Honorable Minister of Transport and Communications, Mozambique, and Honorable Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Mahendranath Pandey ji, for flagging off the two locomotives.
आप सभी पत्रकार बंधुओं से निवेदन है, कृपया रेल इंजन को जाने के लिए मार्ग खाली कर दें।
फिर ताली मारो।
बनारस रेल इंजन कारखाना के लिए बड़े ही गर्व की बात है कि माननीय रेल मंत्री महोदय और हमारे अन्य उच्च अधिकारी सहित इस बनारस शहर के माननीय विधायकगण, मंत्रीगण यहाँ आज मोजाम्बिक को निर्यात होने वाले इन 2 लोकोमोटिव्स का लोकार्पण हरी झंडी दिखाकर कर रहे हैं। ये हम सब के लिए बड़े गौरव की बात है, बड़े ही उत्साह का दिन है आज कि इस अवसर पर हम अपने उच्चाधिकारियों और माननीय रेल मंत्री महोदय के साथ साथ विदेश के, मोजाम्बिक के और सभी अपने भारतीय रेल के प्रतिनिधियों का आशीर्वाद प्राप्त कर रहे हैं। काशी के पारंपरिक उद्घोष के साथ इस रेल इंजन को हम रवाना करेंगे। नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव।
Thank you, sir. May I now request Shri Anil Vij, Director Technical Rights, to deliver the vote of thanks.
I have the proud privilege of proposing a vote of thanks to all the honorable dignitaries present on this momentous occasion. Our foremost thanks are due to Honorable Minister of Railways, Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India, Sh.Piyush Goyal ji, for sparing his valuable time and accepting the request of Rights and Banaras Locomotive Works for flagging off the first batch of 2 Cape Gauge locomotives, and for constantly encouraging us to continuously scale new heights in exports and to take steps towards Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat missions of our Honorable Prime Minister ji. Our special thanks are also due to Honorable Union Minister of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Government of India, Shri Mahendra Nath Pandey ji, His Excellency Mr. Janfar Abdullah, Honorable Minister of Transport and Communications, Government of Mozambique, Mr. Miguel Matabel, President and Chairman of the CFM Board, Mozambique, Shri Sunit Sharma, Chairman and CEO Railway Board, Ministry of Railways, Shri Rahul Chabda, Secretary Economic Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, His Excellency Mr. Armindo Augusto Ferreira, High Commissioner of Mozambique to India, His Excellency Mr. Ankan Banerjee, High Commissioner of India to Mozambique, Mr. David Raskingwa, Managing Director, Exim Bank of India, Shri Virendra Kumar, Director General RDSO, Shri Rajiv Vyas, General Manager, Rail Wheel Factory, Bangalore, Miss Anjali Goyal, General Manager, Banaras Locomotive Works, and all other distinguished guests, invitees present at the dais at Banaras Locomotive Works, Varanasi, dignitaries from CFM Mozambique, officers from MEA, Ministry of Railways, RDSO, Exim Bank, and other stakeholders in public and private sector. I would also like to put on record the untiring efforts of the support staff at the Ministry of Railways, as also my teammates from Rights, press, media, and all others who contributed in making today's flagging off a grand success. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Just on saying.